Peace, what's going on, everybody? So in this video, I just wanted to break down quickly Venus through the houses. Since we did Mercury through the houses, we're going to describe how you correlate your value system, how you relate to people, what you value, the things that other people value from you, and also your aesthetics, and also how you appreciate the aesthetics of life, how you present yourself on an aesthetic level, how you dress, the way you love. There's a bunch of different things that represent Venus. But at the same time, we're going to deal with it as far as it going through your areas of life. Areas of life. So we're going to start with the first to the sixth house, and then later on we're going to do the seventh through the 12th house. So Venus in the first house. When you have Venus in the first house, what you have to realize is that you're an individual who takes this value in and the way that you relate and the things that you love and the things that you cater to on an aesthetic level, on a five senses level, dealing with touch, taste, smell, sight, and hearing, dealing with your personality, things that you're personally invested in, yourself. So the opposite of Venus is Mars. So first house is a Martian planet because it deals with individuality and the self. So you're a person who is very selfish. You're a person who's very selfish in a lot of different ways. It's not always bad or good, but it's just how you correlate it. You could be too selfish to where you can never relate to anyone, or you could be, you know what I'm saying, so much of your own self to where you're comfortable relating to people because you already have a conviction of your own self, basically. So you have to take that energy of the seventh house, relatability, the ability to relate to people, and make it more cohesive with the first house, with your Venus being in the first house. Because then you'll be able to take your individuality and be able to put it in a relatable setting to where you don't have to act or adapt to everybody's personality and everything. You just be yourself. Venus in the second house. When you have Venus in the second house, Venus is at home in the second house. So you already know, you understand what values you need to have. You probably grew up in a household where certain morals and guidelines were already instilled in your household because the moon, which deals with home and comfortability, is exalted in the second house. So Venus in the second house, you probably have a good taste for food. Probably could be an excellent chef if you put this energy in the right context. But what you have to realize is that you can't just be greedy, because that's a negative aspect of Venus being in the second house. You could be very greedy with your resources. So you have to understand how to be able to share your resources for positive purposes. Not even in the case of the negative aspect, which would be sharing your resources with people to gain something from them, where you just need to be like the fixated earth energy, the stability. If someone's in need, you are very much willing to help a person who's in need, because you have this natural energy. But if it gets abused, this is where the bull could come out and where the horns could come out. Venus in the third house. When you have Venus in the third house, you have to learn how to take that ninth house energy and apply it to the third house when it comes to your Venus. You can't just value the things of your local surroundings. You can't just only appreciate going to your local supermarket or your local mall and everything. You have to be able to, or like you can't just stay in like a fixated mindset when it comes to your neighborhood. You have to be able to expand your horizons. You have to learn how to appreciate, go into different restaurants, go into different neighborhoods, go into different sceneries, you know what I'm saying? Go into like a different state, travel into a different state, understanding the aesthetics of that state. You might be a person who appreciates your own city and your own neighborhood, and that's great. And that's great that you can enjoy the simple things in life, but you still have to expand, because you have to add balance too, because nothing in our life should be unbalanced, especially when it comes to our areas of life and how we project these energies, aka Venus, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, all them planets, the sun, moon. So that's that. Venus in the fourth house. When you have Venus in the fourth house, you have to understand that you have to appreciate the purpose of wanting to be comfortable. Why do you want to be comfortable? You know what I'm saying? Not you can't just appreciate comfortability in and of itself with no purpose and meaning. You know what I'm saying? You can't just appreciate, just staying in home at the house all day, playing video games all day, watching TV all day, gossiping in the house all day and everything, brooding, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You have to learn how to take that cardinal earth. You have to create a blueprint for your life. Are you going to create a home or a comfortability to where your place can be set for the stage of like creative expressions or something like that? Or a business from home kind of thing. If you love being in the house so much, you need to probably develop a business from home kind of energy. This could be that aspect that you need to balance with Venus being in the fourth house, because these are the things that you value and appreciate. Venus deals with money too, because it is ruled with the Taurus aspect, the feminine aspect, the receiving aspect, because we receive money. We also push it out too, but we receive it naturally because it's a currency and you pay attention to it. So, Venus in the fifth house. When you have Venus in the fifth house, you have to appreciate the people that you're expressing your creativity and your aesthetics to. You can't just express yourself just for attention and the gluttony of attention and everything, or likes on Facebook or Instagram or tweets or some shit like that, You have to understand that the people who associate themselves with your creativity and the way you present it in the Venus fashion, which you may, be a fashion model or something like that. You may be a beautician or something like that. I don't know. But you just have to understand, in that case, you have to understand and build a relationship with your customers and be able to appreciate your customers more and your clientele. AKA, these are the people that associate themselves with you. Venus in Leo. The Venus in the fifth house. Fifth house, creativity, expression. Hair is an expression and creativity, if you want to look at it in that way. These are just all examples. You could also look at it as a musician. If you're playing a song and everything like that, you have to understand your audience. You know what I'm saying? That's that basic archetype. Venus in the sixth house. Venus falls in the sixth house, so it's weak. So you have to understand, you have to be able to balance the 12th house. Venus is exalted in the 12th house. When you understand your dreams and the things that you want to bring into life, you have to understand that you have to add practicality and everything like that. Whenever you deal with Venus being in the sixth house, you have to understand that you are dealing with criticizing yourself a lot, because since it's fallen, that Venus appreciation energy is very weak, so you don't really have the ability to appreciate yourself as much as other people do. But when you add that 12th house aspect, that exalted Venus, being able to appreciate yourself regardless and be able to have that be relatable in a watery way too, to where people can relate to you in a lot of different ways, because the outer houses, not the outer houses, but the opposite house would represent the other people in your life. When it comes to, like, if you have Venus in the sixth house, you criticize yourself, and you understand your dreams and your passions, then people from the 12th house will come into your life and they will appreciate you because you're a very humble person and they believe in you so much that they can let your dreams, be brought to life. And check out for part 2, and y'all don't roast that shit right there. I know it's ratchet looking and everything, but hey, we'll fix it. All right, peace out, y'all.